Okay, hello guys, this is DBS Group Holdings Annual Report 2024. I did run through the quarterly reports in previous videos if you're really interested, right? But I'll just go through the key highlights in 2024 before I look at first quarter 2025 results. Right, so business highlight income is at 22.3 billion for the whole year. Net profit is at 11.4 billion. Right, return on equity is 18%, and I think that this 18% is probably unsustainable because Gupta actually once said our long-term ROE guidance is 15 to 17%, right, and assumes a normalized interest rate environment, which I think will be the case moving forward. Right, so this is not sustainable. 2024 was an anomalously good year, right? You just have to prepare for that. Right, moving on, this income statement right here, $22.3 billion total income, but here is only $11.3 billion of net profit. So I don't know what I'm reading wrongly. I don't know why they write here $11.4 billion. Right, this one is correct, $22.3 billion. So let me know if I'm reading this wrongly somehow. Right, anyway, moving on. Their main ideas in 2024 surpassed the $100 billion market capitalization in Singapore, right? First SGX listed company to do so, and this is by May 2024. By the end of the year, their market cap went to $124 billion at the year end. Right, total shareholder returns for 2024 was 51%. That means to say that if you bought $100 worth of DBS, you will have $151 at the end of 2024, which was a really good year for a bank, right? The highest in DBS history outside of crisis rebound years, comprising of a share price gain of 44% and dividend return of 7%, right? So DBS shareholders had an awesome 2024. Okay, solidifying their wealth management franchise, right? So they did very well in wealth management, right? Later on I'll talk a bit more about wealth management, right? The high net worth clients increasingly diversified their investments in Asia, right? So wealth management income rose 18%, wealth management non-interest income climbed 45%, right? So these are all not small numbers, right? Testament to the strides we have made. We were named world's best for high net worth by Euromoney, right? So I think it's firstly, DBS is a well-run bank. Secondly, Singapore has a very stable political environment as well as currency, right? So these are the strong factors that cause, I think, rich people to like to come to Singapore to put their money, right? So increase their stake in the Shenzhen Rural Commercial Bank, which is in the Greater Bay Area, which I believe is the best growth area in China, right? So increase their percentage from 16.7 to 19.4%. Right, so Taiwan acquisition integration, right, and India, I think they bought over this bank, right? So yeah, leads to income growth as well, right? Buyback program, alright. So the buyback program is for them to buy back shares in the open market and cancel them. So this will increase the future profits attributed to shareholders, right? So you own a larger stake of the bank once they do buybacks, right? So that's a good thing for shareholders. Right, so one good example of a company that does a lot of buybacks is Apple, right? So that's why their share price has been going up so much, at least one of the reasons. Right, so this 3 billion buyback program, I think Susan said that in first quarter 2025 report I was reading, she said that they will only buy back when the share price dips and they think there's good value in buying. So this 3 billion buyback program, right, they will reconsider buying back more shares only after they exhaust this 3 billion buyback program, right? So that's clearly one way the price of the share could be supported, alright? So anyway, this is Gupta's retirement, right? I think he told the board that in 2021 he's going to retire already. So they did some independent consultant to find out what are the best replacements, and Susan emerged as the standout candidate. Alright, so she has a lot of experience in these two parts of the bank, right? The consumer banking group and wealth management, as well as institutional banking group. I think she's quite instrumental in the growth in the wealth management business in DBS. Okay, so anyway, we look at some nice charts here, right? Total income of DBS, you see the gap between this part in 2009 and now is getting very big, right? So that's a good thing for DBS, because this grey one is their peer average, which is likely OCBC and UOB. So OCBC and UOB are more conservatively ran, and therefore they are not as I would say, aggressive as DBS in trying to grow, right? So net profit is showing the same trend as total income. That's a good thing for DBS, right? Income mix, you can see the big jump here is from wealth management, right? So 2024, the story is wealth management growth lah, right? Return on equity, again, you can see all-time high for DBS, right? DBS is red color again, beating out OCBC and UOB, right? Who are so conservative that they say we don't want to try to match DBS. We are happy where we are. At least that's what the OCBC CEO said, I believe, right? So they're doing well among global banks, right? 18%, right? You see, they're number 7 among global peers, right? And also shareholder return also doing well, right? This is, I think, top 100 largest banks, right? So this Shushan saying in wealth management, they're doing well, right? I think I won't say too much about this. Geographically, right, this is where all their income and profit come from, right? Actually, what I'm interested in is putting this into a chart. So I put this info, I think, in ChatGPT and produce these charts. So you can see the income by region it looks like that, right? So Hong Kong and Singapore are the main ones. Obviously, Singapore is a lion's share of the pie lah, more than 50% of income. But you can also see that Singapore is more profitable. Profit-wise is 69.9%, when income is only 65%, right? So Hong Kong is okay-ish at 15% each, right? Income as well as profit. You can see Greater China and Southeast Asia are not doing so well. Profit is less than 5%, whereas their income is 7 and 8.9%, right? So Greater China and Southeast Asia seems to be not doing so well in terms of profitability, right? But mainly DBS is focused in Singapore. Right, so this is the spread of the geographical income and profit before tax, right, as well as this follow-on breakdown. Anyway, moving on. Net interest income. I don't think I have too much to say about this because we did a quarterly updates on this, right? So non-interest income, again, the key story here, if you look at year-on-year change, is wealth management, 45% rise, right? And Gupta said that the second part within Asia, Singapore is starting to get a disproportionate share of money flows, right? As mentioned earlier, it's because we have a strong political stability, very strong currency, and DBS is the largest bank in Singapore, and I think seen as a very stable and well-run bank, right? So of the 1,000 family offices that are open in Singapore, we have a 50% market share, which means that this is disproportionately higher than the size of DBS, even relative to their peers, right? So they're punching above their weight, right? So anyway, so that's all. This is a chart of the quarterly ROE of DBS versus OCBC versus UOB, including the first quarter 2025 results, right? I did this using ChatGPT, right? So the numbers may not be correct. I had to actually correct some things, right? Anyway, I'll be covering first quarter 2025 in the next presentation, right? So with that, no financial advice is given. Do note that I may make mistakes. Do give me a like if you enjoyed my presentation. Right, goodbye.